Hey, it's George. This is another Vinyl Finds. Sorry if there's a heaters going in the background. It's really cold here. This is the Normals, Almost Ready. Their debut single from '78. I don't know if they put out anything else. New Orleans band. Hold on, let me take this off. This is a band from New Orleans. Really, really great stuff. This is a reissue. It's on a Last Laugh Records 2010 reissue. Original is like $300-$400 if you can find it. And I paid up a little bit for the reissue. But it's such a good song. It's really worth it. I heard it on one of those Punk 45 comps on YouTube. And I think there's a compilation of like, one of those kind of complete recording things of everything they put out. But this song is so good. It kind of has that, I mean, it's punky, but I wouldn't call it new wavy, but it has a little bit of those, it almost has like kind of that California punk thing where there's like kind of backup, almost surfy backup vocal. I don't know if you could hear that. It's such a good song. The B-side is a song called Hardcore, which is good too, but that A-side is so good. So that I found that in Seattle. You may have seen I did a video with interviewing Al Millman of Alan Millman Sect. I went to a few record stores with him. He signed my 45, which is pretty cool. So that was at the first record store called Fat Cat Records in Seattle. And that record store was really great. I also found they had a really good discount bin, but I found this too, the Saints, I'm Stranded, and this is really interesting. This is a promo copy, so it's the B-side isn't there. No Time. It's I'm Stranded in stereo and I'm Stranded in mono, which is really cool. Once again, this is a little expensive for me, but it's the kind of thing where it's like, well, this is really cool. This is probably one of my favorite punk songs ever, I'm Stranded, and I might never see it again, so I jumped on it. And then there was this, which was really cheap, and it's in great condition. Love, 7 and 7 is, backed with number 14. This is off their 66 album, De Capo. It's a really, really, really great song. I'm sure you've heard this before, but this is my favorite Love song. And yeah, awesome. Great electric company sleeve. It really looks nice. This is probably going to be a shorter Vinyl Finds. This is still stuff from 2023. So all this stuff I still got in 2023. These two are from Fat Cat Records too. This is the Jags. What's this album called? Evening Standards. This is from 1980. The kind of song you might be familiar with off this is Back of My Hand, which is kind of an Elvis Costello-y kind of thing. But this album's really good. It came out as a single in '79, but this album has a different version than the single. I've been looking for this for about a year. I've seen their second album in person. I've never seen this, and it was in the discount bin for $3. And it is kind of beat up, as you can see, but the vinyl is really good condition, and it'll do until I can find a better copy. I kind of thought, because I'd only heard Back of My Hand, and I kind of thought this was gonna be one of those albums where the single's really good and the rest of it's kind of filler. This is not filler. This is really great. Back of My Hand starts it off. Desert Island Discs. Woman's World is great. Evening Standards, the title track, Party Games, The Tourist. It's very surprisingly consistent. I think the same tracks, but I think the track list was in a different order in the UK, maybe. But this band really reminds me of their British band, but they really remind me of the Nerves a lot. It kind of sounds like to me if the Nerves went into the 80s. I mean, it doesn't sound real 80s-y production sounding or anything. It's just a really good power pop, new wave album. So yeah, the Jags. If anyone has their second album, tell me if that's good, because I've seen it probably twice and it was cheap and I didn't pick it up because I thought, oh, well, I want the one with back of my hand on it. And this is from the discount bin too. And this is the Tough Darts. This is their first album from '78 on Sire Records. Really great stuff. I was surprised at the quality of this album. It's kind of they kind of have that thing going where it's power poppy, but it's that kind of 70s punk, kind of like Johnny Thunders, where it's not as good as Johnny Thunders, but it's punk, but it's kind of just straight rock and roll. There's some kind of weird stuff on this album. Sometimes you get, it really is mostly that power pop sound mixed with that kind of dirty rock and roll, but it has acoustic guitar. There's slide guitar at times. Anyway, that's my favorite song off the album. It's called Fun City, but that it's good. The lyrics are kind of corny, but that saxophone solo just kind of came out of nowhere. But yeah, I was really surprised at the quality of this record. I thought it was just gonna be kind of but yeah, it was great. It was only $5, as you can see. A local store here has had it for probably about 2 years now and wants $30 for it, and that just seems ridiculous to me. So yeah, the Tough Darts, '78 on Sire. And the last one from Seattle is George Jones and Elvis Costello. This is 1981. This is them duetting Stranger in the House. Nothing crazy cool. It's off George Jones is one of his 80s albums where he does duets, and just kind of a cool thing to add to my Elvis Costello collection. And then these other couple records are from one of my favorite record stores ever, Rainy Day Records in Olympia, Washington. This first one I was really excited about. This is the Pagans. This is a reissue, their first 7-inch. It's called 6 and Change. It came out '77. It's recorded live. It's the same song on both sides. I don't think it's as good as their '78 single, Street Where Nobody Lives. That's a reissue. But it's still really good. And I'll put up a picture if I remember. It goes for like, an original goes for like $2,000 on Discogs. This is like a 2017 reissue. So, I'm not ever going to have an original, you know what I mean? So I thought, oh, yeah, I'll get that. I love the Pagans. And then also from that store is this Gun Club reissue. It's a reissue of the Fire of Love, their 1981 album. It's 2 LPs, so you get the album, and then you get Live at Club 88, March 6, 1981. This is on Blixa Sounds. I have the Blixa Sounds 2 LP reissue of Miami, which is really nice. But before I had this, I had this. This is the Munster reissue from, like, I don't know, 2000 something. You can just see how bad of a job they did with the cover. The Munster reissue, I mean, I haven't compared it sound-wise. I won't, because I'm getting rid of this. But the Munster reissue, the graphics, they didn't use a high enough resolution of an image. So the graphics on this are pixelated. Their logo is pixelated. This is really nitpicky, but if you look at the typeface choice, they didn't do a very good job. This is the Munster. This is the newer reissue. So I'm happy to get rid of that, because that's a terrible reissue. I like Munster they've put out some good singles, but like that just, if you're paying, you're paying $25-30 these days for a reissue, and it's like, that's just lazy. Anyway, really great album. Sex Beat, Preaching the Blues, She's Like Heroin to Me, Ghost on the Highway, just such a good record. I love the Gun Club. And also from I forgot to show this. I don't know if you know this band. This is a band called Loudness. They're a Japanese metal band. They had a single that I think had kind of minor success in the States called Rock and Roll Crazy Nights, which is just, it's really funny. So this is a Japanese pressing of, I believe, their first single. It's in Japanese, unlike Rock and Roll Crazy Nights. I just bought it because I thought it was kind of funny, and it was only $4. So it's like, yeah. I'm not super into metal, but I do really like that Rock and Roll Crazy Nights song that they had. But also from there, what I was going to talk about was this. This is the Screamers Hollywood demos. I think this was recorded, 77, 78, somewhere around there. The lead singer from the Screamers, I can't remember his name, that dude, was actually from Seattle. And in like 70, 71, 72, he was part of a publicly performing traveling drag troupe, which is kind of interesting. And then he moved to California and formed the Screamers. This is just the 5-song EP. It's on Superior Viaduct, which is a really great label. I have some Devo stuff on Superior Viaduct, and they do a really good job. This is really great. It's really raw, and you get kind of those early harsh Devo synths, but with like that kind of vocal style of that kind of early California punk scene. My only complaint about this is it's only 5 tracks. Like they could have thrown some live stuff on there, or thrown some. I don't want to be, complaining. I just feel like they could have, for how much it was, they could have thrown a couple more things on there. But it is really good. So yeah, the Screamers. And the last thing I'll show was from online, and this is a bootleg. Elvis Goes to Paris, and the Attractions Don't. This is live in '84 on the Goodbye Cruel World tour, which is one of his worst albums. But this album really makes you realize that Goodbye Cruel World was kind of a victim of the production. The songs were good songs. It was just really overly produced, because this is just all him and an acoustic guitar, and he does some of the Goodbye Cruel World songs, and they sound great. Like he does In a Love Field. He also does Almost Blue, Pills and Soap, Luxembourg. He does this amazing acoustic version of I Hope You're Happy Now. And this was in 84, and that song didn't come out till 86. So he was playing it 2 years before it came out. He does a bunch of covers that I'm not going to list off all of. You can pause and look if you want. And then he ends with Riot Act, which is great. So yeah, this is a really cool bootleg. It says it's made in France. I don't know how accurate that is. I've seen that bootleg label before. I don't know where. But anyway, yeah. Elvis Goes to Paris. So that's it. Thanks for putting up with me. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.